I once walked by here in Steele and was like, Scripps College Press, what? And kind of peeked my head in and saw these beautiful presses, and I was like, I need to be in there.
Maybe this breaking it up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah.
I
don't know, this sort of goes from complicated to simple.
What about? I mean, I like
Well, I think that this, it worked like this.
Do you like it
because
because the
this
colors
kind of
though?
has an X going
Oh,
on.
yeah.
Oh, that's true.
Oh, yeah.
So much of what we learn about now is somewhere up in the cloud. It's in cyberspace, and this really grounds our opinions, our academic research.
You could have a class like this where you just learn about old presses and you hear about how they work, but actually getting to see how it works and have that feeling.
Did you say it was loose that way, Gabrielle?
After we locked it all up, like when you push it all together, it doesn't really feel like it, but
Yeah.
when you lock it all up, everything is really tight,
Yeah.
and that is not.
Well, this is the problem right here.
You go in and you're learning how to do something. You can think about sort of the marvel of that these were actually used to produce what we now have like very easily, and get that sort of insight that you couldn't from just reading about it.
I personally liked the manual labor aspect of it. I think that we, particularly at liberal arts colleges, do not have much connection to manual labor as opposed to intellectual labor, so I think it's very good for a person, and that was a lot of fun. Just doing really tedious stuff is pretty good for me, you know?
I really do look at books differently now. We spent a good chunk of time at the beginning of the semester in the rare book room, and we saw books that were older than I even knew books that old existed.
It was really cool just getting to bond with the books almost, you know, just who has the opportunity to actually handle medieval books when they're not behind a piece of glass or with gloves or something like that. Just actually being able to like handle and like touch history like that was really cool. And so I think that enthusiasm kind of got shifted over into our actual book.
Right. I'm just pulling that out. So now, I'm going to hand type
Each of these words, I'm setting like each letter in the metal and then arranging it on the page. And so like I want each word, each letter even to like matter and to like be put in a place where it belongs and have thought behind it.
We're going to be checking there.
I guess at first I thought that it would just be the same class again, but I've seen now that it's exactly the opposite from that, and that we come up with something like this, which is completely different from what we came up with last semester.
So we have to talk about what we really want our book to be, right? What is our book?
Collaboration, I don't think, is done enough in the classroom setting, outside of the press, or in different classrooms. Whereas here, the final product really does depend on how the group works as a whole.
But if we're gonna pick like the most important thing, and everyone happened to like write about one text, like I think we should be strong and say this is what everybody wrote about.
I think that transforms the entire meaning of the project though, into something that we're not trying to do.
That planning part of the class, which really took up a lot of the semester, is really important, and that's something that in most aspects of life these days I feel like is not
considered important because it's pretty easy to take another picture and it's like immediate. So I think it's more rewarding.
My big takeaway from this class is that good things take time. To say, okay, I want this to be good, I'm gonna have to, spend time on it. And I think that's something that Professor Marriott subtly teaches us in her own way. Is she'll tell us these specific things, but I think overall that's the message.
Thanks, though. See you all Wednesday.
Okay. There. We haven't got everybody, but we have almost everybody.
1, 2, 3.
She got it. Let's see if she got it.